In my early 20s, I was that weird guy that I didn't take a Sports Illustrated magazine with me when I went to the men's room for a minute. I took encyclopedias and I would read world history articles and articles about personalities and just whatever I ran across as I was there. And one day during my adventures of writing a speech, I was looking for the letters in the acrostic of the word vision. And the first I was easy, that was inspired. But the second I was having a hard time with. Until I stumbled across this word in the 1949 Webster's Dictionary. The word was insuperable. Insuperable. And in the 1949 Webster's Dictionary, it said, something not easily overcome, overwhelmed, or passed by. And it used the illustration of the Berlin Wall. I'm J Loren Norris with Leading Leaders Podcast. And we both know that since 1949, when that dictionary was written, the Berlin Wall has come down. It doesn't exist anymore. But you could replace that idea, the Berlin Wall, with maybe the Great Wall of China, because it's not easily overwhelmed, overcome, or passed by. In fact, you can see it from a satellite on the Earth. It's that big a deal. And I think in our lives sometimes we have to understand that our attitude can be like the Great Wall of China. And if it's a strong attitude in the right direction, with the right feelings and the right emotion about the right thing, that's awesome. If we have moral fiber and strong character, if we have established our values and we know what they are, and we are willing to stand our ground no matter what for those values, then being stalwart and steadfast and firm in our position, those are awesome things. But when the attitude is bad, when what we believe is all jacked up, when the choices that we make lead us into a devastating pattern of behavior that shorten our lives, that destroy our hope, that undermine our relationships, when our attitudes are so big that they can't be overcome, when they're so powerful that they can't be overwhelmed, and that most people just can't pass by them because they're so blatantly bad. That's not a good thing. An attitude of insuperable, an attitude of never give up, shouldn't be applied to the bad choices you've made in life. Don't get stuck on stupid. If you realize that the decisions that you've made, the choices you made, the relationships you're in, the way you handle money, the way you handle food, the way you handle yourself in public is not beneficial, let it go. Move on. See, the choices are entirely up to you. It's up to you to make good choices. There's plenty of bad choices, and there are even bad choices that are going to be sold to you in the idea of public opinion or in the idea of media. There are a lot of bad choices that seem like the obvious choice, but only you can make the choices in your life that will matter. Only you can decide how you're going to feel about a certain subject. Only you can decide what to think about that certain subject, or even how long to think about it. If you spend a whole lot of your time believing that rich people are bad people, you're going to have a negative feeling about rich people, which means when the opportunity for wealth comes along to you, you're not going to be interested. I grew up that way, hearing that the rich get rich and the poor go broke and it's the rich's fault. I didn't want to be rich. When I had all the opportunity in the world in sales to make a lot of money, I despised the idea of being rich. There are ideas and attitudes that are hard to overcome, and they're hard to overwhelm, and they're really hard to pass by, and they can be destructive. But when you have a vision for your life that is positive, that is life transforming for yourself and people around you, when you are willing to put your feet down on the ground, stand firm and press forward, hard forward for what you want, for what you know will be good for you and people around you, that's when you need to be hard to overcome, hard to overwhelm, and hard to pass by. You've got to be the one to make that choice, to stick with that attitude, to feel the power and the inspiration of that vision. And nobody can give that to you but you. I'm J Loren Norris for Leading Leaders Podcast on Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.